What's up, sarsaparilla? This is your girl Sassy J, and welcome back to my channel, guys. Oh my days. Listen, I knew the only thing that surprised me, in tonight's recoupling, and I say the only thing, was Giorgio and Yasmin. That was the only thing that surprised me. I'm not gonna lie to you, was the only thing that surprised me. And it didn't surprise me at the recoupling. It surprised me when he said to the boys, like, listen, I'm not feeling it with Yasmin. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not feeling it. And I appreciate, and this is why I like Giorgio, because I feel like his maturity level, straight to the point, don't beat around the bush, being honest, I respect it. As a man, I respect it. I do. As a man, he did not have to do that. Like, a lot of these boys would have not done it. But the man that he is, he went straight to her, pulled her, and told her, listen, I just feel like there's something missing. And I respect that of him. I'm not gonna lie, I respect it, guys. I really do. But that was the only thing, because as per my video last night, I thought that he was going to recouple with Yasmin. So when he said it tonight, I was just like, oh my gosh, so he's not going to recouple. But then I thought to myself, is he going to just bring her over just for the sake of it? Because I probably would have done that. I would have probably said, you know what, it's a friendship couple, I'm going to bring her over. But I think he probably just thought about it and said, you know what, I might bring her over. And there's a possibility Billikis might be single and get dumped or whatever. I think he's probably thinking about those things. But I'm starting to wonder, because Billikis' reaction, I feel like she was like, oh my God, he's such a nice guy. I'm starting to wonder, did he see a connection with him and Billikis? And maybe he thought that maybe he could potentially pursue something with Billikis, and it was better to risk that. I don't know. I think I'm going to need to watch it a bit more and see what happens tomorrow, because maybe he has more context to his decision, and maybe when him and Billikis have a conversation, we might see a bit more of his reason why. Other than the fact that he didn't feel like a romantic connection with Yasmin. But nevertheless, I'm happy that Billikis chose Boris. I didn't actually see most of the conversation she had with Martin, so I wasn't aware that there was something with Martin and her until tonight, to be honest with you, because I just thought it was just like petty 1 and 2 talks. But then he asked for the kiss, or moved in for the kiss. I'm not gonna lie, that kiss was very awkward. It was very awkward. I did see where he tried to grab the bum, whatever, and yeah, I mean, I'm here for it. But the kiss looked a bit awkward to me. It didn't look like it was a good kiss. Do you know what I'm saying? When her and Boris kissed, it looked like a good kiss. But, I mean, we're not there. I'm not there experiencing it, so I don't know if it's good or not. But I honestly feel like she probably made the right decision. She did feel like Boris is a bit of a bad boy, so she was a bit scared. But I honestly think, you know what? You have to go for what you want. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It's what it is, isn't it? At the end of the day, at least you went for the one you want. They say, and I completely agree with it, it's best for you to go with a boy or a girl that you really, really want, and that person turns around and do something shitty, than to go with somebody you don't actually want and they turn around and do something shitty, because that hurts more. Okay? So go with it. I'm happy that she went for Boris. I am also happy that Tony went for Cash, recoupled, because at the end of the day, the way Harrison was over there acting from day dot, we already knew. I mean, I was never surprised, because I already knew that he was not as into Tony the way that he was trying to make it look to Tony that he was into her. So I was not surprised at all. But there was a little bit of an awkward moment with him. Obviously, I feel like Tony is still low-key hurt, because I think Tony knew that she had to try to get to know somebody else. Because I feel like in her soul, deep down, she knew. And I think that's why she sounded a bit more hurt. Even though she recoupled, I feel like she kind of felt to herself, do you know what? I always knew that you did not want me. I feel like she knew. We always know. Do you know what I'm saying? We always know. So at the end of the day, I feel like they might have a little back and forth, you know, but they'll get over it. She's got Cash now. And to be honest, her and Cash is better suited. So at the end of the day, I feel like she made the right decision. Tommy, I'm going to say this. I feel like Tommy had to make the right decision for him. And if he feels like recoupling with Lucy was the right decision, go for 100%. I do feel like Emily did herself a disservice, because I feel like, yes, I know that her and Tommy was trying to get to know each other, but me as a viewer watching, I felt like their connection didn't feel as solid. Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, maybe sometimes out of sight, out of mind, but maybe also out of sight. You know, they say distance, bring people together. So maybe in her little world, him not being around, she realized that she wanted him more. I don't know, but I honestly feel like it was more of a security thing for Emily. I feel like Emily is really not as comfortable to go for other people or get to know other people. And I feel like she felt like Tommy was safe because in her heart, she felt like Tommy would have not recoupled. So I feel like she kind of thought to herself, you know what, there's no way Tommy's going to recouple, so I'm not going to recouple, because if I recouple and he walks back and he's on loan, it's going to look bad. I think deep down in her heart, she believed that he would not have recoupled. Everybody looked shocked. Everyone looked shocked, because even Tony was saying to her, no way. Do you know what I'm saying? Everybody was shocked by it. But at the end of the day, I personally believe it's best to go for what you want, because at the end of the day, they're in there to find a genuine connection, a solid relationship with somebody, to, you know, something you can go out in the real world and explore and enjoy. And at the end of the day, if Tommy feels like this connection is better, then why not? I'm just hoping that Lucy is in there for the real reasons, because I don't buy Lucy. I'm sorry, there's something about the whole situation with Lucy. I feel like I'm not buying it. And I feel like she clung on to Tommy. I think she was clinging on to him just to get into the main villa. Do you know what I'm saying? But I just really hope that she proves me wrong. But there's something about Lucy that I'm not convinced when it comes to Tommy. Do you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it's just ticky. Even like the boy, everybody knew. You could tell even Lauren's face when Emily decided to stand up and she said she wasn't going to recouple. If you were looking at Lauren's face, you would have known. If you was looking at the other girls, but Lauren especially, because she looked like she took a big gulp of saliva, swallowed it, and you could literally almost see it going down. Do you know what I'm saying? And her face, the worry, the stress on her face for Emily, you could tell. If you were to look over at her, you would instantly know that that boy had recoupled. Do you know what I'm saying? And Connor, I know sometimes, why is Connor laughing? Why is Connor laughing? I know sometimes it's probably kind of like, I don't think he means it in a bad way though, to be honest. So that's why I'm not going to come at him. But I just feel like, come on, man. Like, but to be honest, she had the opportunity to know other people. She chose not to recouple. You have to go with your gut feelings. It is what it is in that moment. Dijon, I told you guys that Dijon was going to come back and act like he was a saint. Saint Dijon. And that's what he did. He made a point of telling everyone that he slept outside. A point of telling everyone that he stepped outside. You know what I'm saying? So he was willing to like brush everything under the carpet to act like he wasn't doing anything, wasn't getting to know everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was doing. Do you know what I mean? And he painted himself as this innocent person, which is what I told you he would do. I knew he was never going to bring over Andrada, but the only chance for Andrada to come into the main villa was through Ben. And I think Ben, as much as we like to say that Ben is not intellectual, Ben even felt it within himself, and that's why he had this conversation with Andrada, because he was just like, I feel like you're waiting to go into the main villa to crack on with D, and I just want to make sure that's not the situation. Here's the thing though, Ben, if that was her intention and she really wants to go into the villa, she ain't gonna tell you. She ain't gonna tell you, Benny boy. She ain't gonna tell you. Do you know what I'm saying? Is Ben right? Yes. I feel like Andrada, she does like Dijon, but I feel like she also is not wanting to waste her time with Dijon, because, you know, when her and Dijon was in the bathroom and he was just like, oh, why are you looking at me like you want to kiss me? He's heavily flirting. The stuff that he said to Andrada while he was there, I feel like you've got both. I feel like I'm just drawn to you. I feel like we could be good together. All these things, but we've heard him say stuff like that in the past. Andrada is just watching him. Now, I know she fancies him, and I feel like if she had her choice and Dijon was completely open, she probably would have explored it with Dijon. But she also knows he cannot be trusted. I am glad that Maya asked her to try to drag out a little something out of something, to cause a little drama, a little bit more dramatic, you know what I'm saying? By saying, you know, did you have, you know, a chance to get to know other boys? You know what I mean? So, obviously, I know from the moment Ben and Andrada stepped in and Meg heard that it was Andrada, she already knew that thing was ticking. Do you know what I mean? Them brain cells were turning, because she's like, he chose Andrada in the game twice, right? So I think already she knew. Do you know what I mean? She knew that was her competition. And when Andrada mentioned that, yes, I was trying to get to know G, and she was just like, oh, what kind of chats? But, you know, Andrada kept it cute. She was just like, it's nothing disrespectful, babe. You know, we'll talk about it some other time. It's nothing disrespectful. We just had a few chats, one-to-one. That's it. But she will let off. She will let off when she's in there, but she's just trying to keep it cutesy. You know what I'm saying? While this is going on. But I think she will let them know what is what. Because at the end of the day, trying to play like he's a saint, he ain't a saint. But you will hear him tell Meg, Meg, I am open and I want to get to know Andrada, he will say it. You'll see it. It will come. And he was like, even the way that he was acting, talking about, oh, I had a nightmare and I woke up and my nightmare was still going because I wasn't with Meg. Time up, hey, I'm not fooling now. I'm not fool. Time thirsty, but time a fool. I'm very thirsty. I need some water. I'm dehydrated. But anyways, no, he was trying to sell us the story, trying to put himself in a good picture. But we will know in tomorrow night. We'll know in tomorrow night's episode because I feel like Andrada will slowly offload. Now, I told you guys that Harry was not going to recouple. I knew Harry was going to have him fun over there, have him cake, have a big piece of the slice, maybe wash down with a cup of milk or what something, but he'll come back over to Helena, and that's exactly what he did. He does what he wants to do. There's not what he said. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not what he said. He's going to always come back over. I know say him never did I go choose the other girl. But I knew he was going to play around, and then shoot, and then walk back over single. Do you know what I'm saying? However, they're going to keep bringing it up because, you know, the girls were looking at him like, really? 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 Do you know what I mean? But Helena's going to forgive him anyways. At the end of the day, Helena would have kissed Ty had she had the chance to kiss Ty, and she would have explored. So I'm not even going to come down on Harry, I should say, for wanting to explore and kissing him better, whatever. Because at the end of the day, realistically, you know, yes, Helena kept it cutesy. Yes, she kept it a little bit demure by not doing all kissy and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like if Ty had planted a kiss on her, she would have kissed him back. And they would have been in the same situation. Okay? So at the end of the day, I'm not going to come down on him. What's her name? The whole thing with Ty and Shakira and Helena, I did not appreciate it. Because I feel like as a man, Ty, as a man, you don't create drama. Comment down below if you agree or not. Men should not be getting into this drama. Now, to be honest, Helena did say she's going to walk away from the situation after he mentioned the whole kiss and whatever. Yes, she did say, oh, you know, it was a bit of a race. And realistically, I don't feel like she did. She wasn't bad-mouthing Shakira. She just said it's a bit of a race because Shakira did say that she was going to kiss him. Do you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, she's like, well, she beat me to it. That's it. And then she said, you know, at the end of the day, I feel like Shakira thinks I'm doing it just to wind her up. That's not bad mouthing. You're basically saying that the truth is what she thinks. Do you know what I mean? And this boy was agreeing, like, yeah, I think that's what she thinks as well. But then, yes, still, he wanted to throw Helena under the bus. Do you know what I'm saying? And then he's acting like he was the one that had the conversation with Helena to choose Shakira, but that's not the situation. Was it now, Ty? Do you know what I mean? I cannot trust a guy who behaves like that. I'm sorry. I cannot trust a guy who behaves like that. I feel like be the man, stay out of it. Let the girls do what girls do. But the men, I'm not. No, I feel like he should have just kept it cutesy. Don't say nothing. Leave it. This is a girl, they're battling about among each other. Let them battle. Leave it. There's no reason for you to cause that drama. And you knew already that there's issue between the girls. Why are you going to stir the shit? No, don't stir the pot. He's lost. For me, he's lost a couple marks to me when it comes to stuff like that. Because I feel like that was just, no. That was a no for me. That was a big nope. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah. So who else am I talking about now? So Martin, and I don't even know what the other guy's name is. To be honest with you, did not remember that boy was in the villa until tonight when I saw him, when Shakira pulled Helena and I saw him in the background. I don't even know his name. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude. I don't even know who that person is because I don't remember seeing him. Guys, it's the first time I remember seeing this guy. I don't know who he is. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't get chosen. And neither did Martin. You know what I'm saying? Martin did try to shoot a shot with Meg. And he tried to shoot a shot with Billy Kiss. But unfortunately, blanks. Didn't work. It never worked. You know what I'm saying? And obviously with, what's it called? Yasmin. I think Yasmin and Rio are the two girls that was not chosen. Obviously, Harry was the one. I could have told Rio. Any person trying to get to know Dijon and Harry would have been wasting their time. Especially because Dijon came over. Harry would have not come back over with another girl. Do you know what I mean? They act like they're young twins. So they would have not. So at the end of the day, anyone getting to know those two would have been the last two I waste my time with. In all honesty, if I was in that Casa Amor. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm wanting to know, though, what is going to happen with how the dynamic's going to change with Helena, Emma, and Harry. I can already tell that Shakira is liking the whole situation with Emma. She likes Emma. You could tell that she and Emma is going to have a friendship. And I think Emma has already chosen before she came into the villa when she basically referred to Helena as a snake, right? So I feel like we already know how that dynamic is going to be between Shakira and Emma and Helena, because she'd already chosen her side. We can see that. However, Harry made a comment saying he said nothing but nice things about Emma to everybody in the villa, but he just feels like she's just bringing his name down. I can agree with the fact that he's said a lot of nice things about her. I don't think he's ever said anything nasty about her. Obviously, with women, sometimes it can be a bit different, because remember, he did bring somebody up in the girl's house now, so it's going to be a little bit sore. You know what I mean? It's going to be a little bit sore. So obviously, you know, she might not feel the same way in that sense, because there's heartbreak involved in that situation. She did talk down about him a couple of times. She did. But at the end of the day, you know, their ex, you know, they're in the villa, and he was saying like he doesn't know why she would go out of her way to come all that way to come and bring him down. That will be an interesting conversation, because I thought that they were getting along or being amicable, so I didn't expect that. But I guess we'll have to wait to see what happens tomorrow. I was not expecting that, I'm gonna be completely honest. But let's see how Connor reacts in this situation, because he likes to comment on girls that, you know, stand up for themselves, or girls that, you know, he say respond to drama. So let's see, because that's what he was trying to say about Billy Kiss. And I believe at one point he said about Emily. Do you know what I'm saying? So let's see, because at the end of the day, I remember when Megan was here, sorry to be dragging you back into this, Megan, but Megan did get up into everybody's business, and he didn't have a problem dating with Megan. So, you know, I'm sure he's not going to have any problem dating Emma either. But let's see how the situation goes, because we all know that, you know, this is a 6th person for Connor. But then again, Emma said that it's her lucky number. So maybe she gonna be the one. We ain't gonna judge. We listen and we what? We don't judge. Yes, we do. We do judge. We do judge. Okay, but let's see how the response gonna be tomorrow. Once what's his name? Tommy gets to say his bit, and Emily gets to say her bit. Obviously, I know she's gonna be left in tears. But at the end of the day, like I said, I cannot even fault him, because it's there. You just gotta get to know people, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? I don't know. And there wasn't anything concrete there. There wasn't any proper real chemistry there, because from the start, from the get-go, he was into Lucy. It was almost as bad as Harrison, if we were to be completely honest. It was almost as bad as Harrison. But let's see how it goes, guys. We just have to wait and see how it goes. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, guys, I think that is my roundup. Like, I'm happy that Casa Amor did not drag out. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that it was quick. It's more shorter, a little bit more spicier. I prefer it. When it's dragged out, it just makes me very bored, and it tends to get very boring, and it tends to get very annoying, and it's like you don't really want to tune in anymore. But this time around, it's probably the shortest Casa Amor that we've experienced, and I'm here for it. Now that Andrada is in the main villa, Dee's in the main villa, let's see what's going to happen in that situation. You know, this is the storyline that I'm most into. It's the storyline that I'm most following up, because I would have not had a problem with Dijon recoupling and coming back over into the villa. I just want Dijon to be honest. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's playing a game. That's what it is. I can see he's playing a game. And at the end of the day, you can't fault him for wanting to play a game, because when you're playing something, you want to win, don't you? So I'm not even faulting him like that. But at the end of the day, we got to look at it and just say, you know, I don't think that he's into Meg like that. And I just feel like he's not. And if you're not, you should just like make it obvious. But he's doing a Harrison, but better than Harrison. Do you know what I'm saying? Because at least he's controlled his side a bit more than Harrison could ever do. You know, he's more calculated, Dijon. He knows what he's doing. He's wise when it comes to those things. You know what I mean? But I want to see how the dynamic is with him and Andrada now that they're in the main villa, and now that Andrada don't necessarily need Ben to be in the main villa. I think she does, like Ben, but I think she really prefers Dijon. But at the same time, she's weary of Dijon because she knows his reputation. But anyways, we're going to have to wait till tomorrow to find out the tea. Yes, whether it's hot or cold. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet thumbs up the video, do the do's. Give the video a like. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Please subscribe. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's review. But for now, keep it sassy-licious.